Welcome back to Heat of the Drum. My name is Steve. Today we are doing a big old thick chuck roast that we're going to smoke on this drum smoker. We're going to pair that with kind of a south of the border inspired rub that we're going to make from scratch, and that'll take it over the top, and it should turn out really good for us. First thing we need to do is make that rub. Let's do it. What you're going to need is 2 tablespoons of Ancho Chili Powder, 1 tablespoon of regular salt, 4 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of coarse ground pepper, 1 tablespoon of Chipotle Chili Pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground oregano, ½ teaspoon of Cayenne Pepper, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, and 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic. And I have all that right here. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar. Let's get that in there. Let's get this mixed all up. When you're done, it's going to look like that. Check out this bad boy. So I'd say we're about just under 4 inches right there. So as you can see, it's a nice thick chuck roast. The only thing we're going to do to this thing, you can tie a string around there, and I do that sometimes to try to keep it from falling apart, but I'm not messing with that today. We're going to keep it simple. We're just going to get it seasoned up and get it on that drum. All right, so what I'm going to do is just flip this over and let's start getting this rub on here. I'm just going to come in here and start getting the sides first. Get it flipped over. And then start hitting this top. This is not an overly sugary rub, and should pair nicely with this. That's looking really good right there. Hit this side a little bit more. Go back, hit this side a little bit more. Thick piece of meat, it'll handle it. Looks good to me. Got a nice coating of the rub on there. All I'm going to do with this now is just set it off to the side and let it just kind of sweat out. Got some rub left here. We're probably going to be utilizing this a little bit later, so we'll save that. Let's get to working on this drum. It's supposed to start thunderstorming on us, but I ain't worried about it. So what we're using today is some royal oak lump mixed in with a little Kingsford, and to that we're going to add some pecan. My favorite part of the day. And we're going to use 2 cups of water today. It's time. It's been like 45, 50 minutes, right around in there. This thing's just been hanging out, and that rub is nice and stuck and looks pretty good. And I know I talked about how thick this chuck roast was, but I don't think I told you how much it weighed. It's 4¼ pounds. Let's get it on. So let's talk drum smoker temp. We're looking for 250, right around in that range. I'm going to let this go for 2 hours. At that point, I'll bring you guys back and we'll get our first look at this 4¼ pound chuck roast. We are 2 hours in. We're going to get our first look at this chuck roast, and our target temp was 250, and right now we are at 243, so we are right there in the comfort zone. Let's get the lid off and get this thing rotated and get a look at it. Oh yeah. First thing I'm going to do is rotate. Just like that. Sitting about 129 degrees internal. I am going to come in here and get this probe in. And I'm going to hit it with a little spray. And this is just water. Looking real good at the 2 hour mark. So we rotated, got our temp spike in, spritzed that bark a little bit to keep that from drying out on us. Reset my timer here for another hour. Then we're going to get our second look at that. See you then. All right, just hit the 3 hour mark. We're going to get the lid off, get a look at this thing. Right now, our drum smoker is 241. So we're right in that comfort zone, right around that 250 like I wanted. And our internal on the chuck roast is 140. So we still got a ways to go. I want to get minimum 150 on there before I think about wrapping. But I want to get a look at that bark, see if we need to spray again, and we'll go from there. Here we go. And we're going to spritz again. Looking real good. Let's get the lid back on. Chuck roast looking really good. 142, 143 internal. I want to get about 155-ish, right around that area there, and then we'll think about moving on to that next step. I'll bring you back then. Just hit 155 on the chuck roast. Let's get in there and get a look. Look at that thing. Look at this. Oh yeah, it's time to wrap. This is looking real good. Let's get the temp spike out of here for now. And what I have here is just 2 cups of this broth-based beef that you mix up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour that around the bottom. Man, it smells good. And then what I have here is I melted 1 stick of unsalted butter. I'm just going to drizzle this over the top here. You can see where some of the butter didn't melt, but that's all right. Just like that. And you might have not use the full stick, which it looks like I'm not gonna. About 3/4 of a stick. And then remember that rub we made earlier? Still got some of that left. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of that. Then we'll just come in with a piece of foil and wrap this tight. And then we'll come back in with our temp spike. And I know a little high right here, so I'm just going to come in just like that. Now let's get this back in the smoker. Ooh-wee. Just like that. Just got the chuck roast wrapped. It's looking really good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump this smoker up and get into that 275, 280 range, right around in there to finish this thing off. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes since we wrapped. Now, I know what the temp spike is reading, but I want to get in there with the instant read and just kind of poke around and see where we're at on that thing. But before we do that, I've been rocking 2 drum smokers tonight. So let me give you a sneak peek on a recipe that I've been working on here off to the side. Oh, yeah. And this is just a little sneak peek. Anybody guess what this is? Leave a comment down below. Smells so good. Let's get in here and check the tenderness. Oh, yeah. 208. 210. Oh, man. That is... yeah. This is coming off. Let's get this out of here. We no longer need that. Oh, man. And we're just going to let this rest for about 10, 15 minutes, and then we're going to get in there and get us a piece. Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I want to get in here. I want to get a piece of this crust right here. So let me, woo-wee. Oh, man, let me slice that off and get a bite of that. This looks so good. Look at this. Oh, man. Boom. Look at that. And the juiciness. Now let's get a taste. Oh, man. Wow, is that good. Mmm. That spice and that rub is really good. Mmm. And so tender. Remember, you can do this too. Till I see you again the next time. on heat of the drum. Did I mention that you could make a sandwich out of this? You could pull it apart, put it on tacos, burritos, on top of nachos, whatever you want to do with it. All I know is what I'm doing with it tonight is I'm eating it. See you next time. Mm. Mm, mm, mm.